Hi guys, so our good old friend Sir Edward Leigh stood up in the House of Commons on Monday and said the quiet bit loud. Now, Boris Johnson and Priti Patel have been trying to maintain a facade that they care about refugees coming from Ukraine, that they're willing to allow in as many as possible into the country without restrictions. Well, of course that's not true. But Eddie Oldboy jumped to the racist Brexiteer playbook. We're full, we can't take any more. Now, this was condemned by most people, but is he really that far away from true Tory thinking? Have a listen to this.
Everybody wants to be humanitarian, and we're under pressure, or she's under pressure, to have a visa-free scheme like the rest of Europe. But may I actually congratulate her on her proportionate response?
Proportionate response? This is Priti Patel we're talking about. Anyway, let's continue.
I think we have to remember that unlike the rest of Europe, we have uniquely liberal labour laws and we speak English. So we are the country of choice for mass immigration.
These are not immigrants. This is not immigration. These are refugees. These are people who are fleeing war. They're not coming to pick fruit. They're not coming to work in meat processing plants. They're not coming to drive trucks. They're fleeing war. Now, I know this is a bit of a struggle for Brexiteers, especially Brexiteers like Sir Edward Leigh, that there's a difference between an immigrant and a refugee. For him, they're all the same. You know, let's read between the lines here. We know exactly what he thinks, and we know exactly his views on the differences between refugees and immigrants. Probably there are none.
And therefore, I do urge her to, as well as listen to all these humanitarian voices, to listen to the voices of people, for instance, in Lincolnshire, where we feel we've done really our bit in terms of migration from Eastern Europe. Where we're...
So once again, he's talking about migrate, and then this idea that, yes, she needs to listen, yes, to the voices, the humanitarians, you know, these human rights lawyers, people like that. Yeah, she has to listen to those people. But she should also listen to the people who vote for me. What, you mean like racists? Is that it? Because, I'm sorry, anyone who voted for this guy agrees with this guy. Anyone who voted for this guy is probably a racist. I'm sorry, I have to say it, because it's not like he came down in the last shower. It's not like he won his first seat in 2019 and, you know, people voted for him to get Brexit done. No, this guy has been around for a long time. And he hasn't changed his tune. He's been exactly the same pretty much since the beginning, I imagine. So the idea that, yes, you know, we should listen to the humanitarians, but also listen to the racists that vote for me.
We're under extreme pressure in terms of housing and jobs. I know this is difficult to say, but we have to be honest about this. And may I therefore be a correcting voice in this? And
So we have the humanitarians on the one side and I'm on the other side. So what type of person? He calls himself the correcting voice. No. There's the humanitarians on one side, and what's the opposite of humanitarian? I'm not sure, but I can think of a few words.
And congratulate her on her humanitarian but proportionate response and not throwing away the immigration rulebook.
This is not frigging immigration. These are refugees, you frigging idiot. I'm trying to avoid using stronger language here. Is he really that stupid? This is I have to ask. Is he just being really disingenuous, or is he really stupid? Because I don't know. I don't know at this stage with these Brexiteers if they're really thick or they're pretending to be. Because he's been in the House of Commons forever. He should know the difference between a refugee and an immigrant. He either doesn't know, which I find very difficult to believe, or he's pretending not to know. By pretending not to know, he's lying to his voters. Although maybe he needs to lie to his voters, otherwise if he told them the truth, they wouldn't vote for him anymore. This is disgusting behavior. And, you know, the fact that the Speaker of the House or the Deputy Speaker of the House doesn't call out this crap, Why is it I that have to call out this crap? Why isn't the Speaker of the House calling it out? Why isn't they saying, sorry, Sir Edward, we're not talking about immigration, we're talking about refugees. Do you understand the difference? Of course, he'd probably come up with some ridiculous excuse for that. The sooner this guy is voted out of the House of Commons, the better. Let me know in the comment section, guys, what you think about all of this. As always, your comments are greatly appreciated. Thanks a lot.